Ready for our to record our next episode in our 12-part series, which is how to use the MLS feature on our website, ReloToBaja, which is what we're going to be connecting to in a moment. I'm just making sure that I have everything ready for us to record, and we'll go from there. All right, I'm just checking out my settings. I know you can't see everything from there, guys. You're just looking at a blank screen, but we will be starting shortly. So, all right, so let's get started on this recording, and let's get going. Okay, we're going to be doing $300,000 to $400,000 price range. All right, 5, 4, 3. Hola everybody, this is our next installment in our 12-part series where we are sharing with you a very important skill, and that is using the MLS search on your free account at ReloToBaja.com. It is something that will help you discover whether or not you can actually find something that you love within your budget, which is a question that we get constantly. Over the many years that we've been helping clients find their ideal properties, it's a big concern. And in order to get that accomplished in this 12-part series, we're going in $100,000 increments. Please look at our previous videos. We've already done from $100,000 less or under $100,000, from $100,000 to $200,000, $200,000 to $300,000, and today we are doing $300,000 to $400,000. So we're doing that installment today. That said, guys, please grab your cup of coffee and join us and allow me to share my screen with you. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to ReloToBaja.com and you want to log in. If you don't already have an account, please feel confident in sharing your information just with me. You're not going to be sharing your information with anybody else. It will ask you for your full name. That'll allow me to know who I'm talking to. Okay, your email address, your cell phone number, and of course it will ask you to create a password. If you already have an account with us, just simply go into sign in. You don't have to create a new account. Make sure not to create a new account. And just simply type in your email address that you used to create the account and the password that you created. That's it. Okay, now once you're here, you're going to go to the MLS search, click on property search, and if you do want to look at some of the curated areas that already exist here, feel confident to do that. But I like to use the general property search, as you can see on my screen, because it gives me the opportunity to really kind of set all the parameters that I want. And in this example, Baja California Sur covers all of the areas that you see right here. Okay, and as far as price, we're leaving it, we're going to set it from 300,001, because we did include the 300,000 number in our previous search, so we don't want to repeat whatever properties show up exactly at 300,000. And we're going to go all the way to 400,000. Now, I suspect we're going to get a lot of listings. We're going to type in any number of bedrooms, any number of bathrooms, okay? And property type, we're focusing on houses and condos. Yes, you can look at lots and land or commercials if that's what you're interested in finding. And because we're getting so many, 356 results, last time I showed you one of the features on here, which I always stress, please be as general as possible when it comes to this More tab. It's better to really not tick anything at all. If anything, you want to use only the view description that you see right here. And I would encourage you in this example to go with ocean or oceanfront if oceanfront is an absolute must. But ocean view is good because it will also include the ocean front, but also those that are not, right? And the reason why I suggest this is because not all real estate agents load their listings onto the MLS with that much detail. Some are more detail oriented than others, and that's okay. However, if we are very detail oriented when we go to put in our parameters, we can miss out on properties that were not uploaded with that type or that level of detail. So again, you want to do some hand filtering. This will ensure that you are not leaving any stone unturned, right? So that's one of my key tips right there. So make sure to just type in ocean view. Now we're still getting 202 results. And in our last episode, all I did was just put in the ocean view as an additional parameter. It did reduce it some, but not enough. And as you can see right here, it's also not reducing it as much as I want. When you meet with me via a brief and private Zoom, so that we can meet each other and we do our quick interview, we get to understand what your motivation is, and we recap your search criteria, I like to set up a search for you that will not go beyond 45 odd listings. I think that's enough. So in this example, we're going to start focusing on 2 bedrooms, okay, and 2 baths. Now this is 2 full baths. I could leave it at 1. I could leave it at 1, and we know that it'll show 2 bedrooms, 1 baths, 1.5 baths, 2 baths, and so on. But for today, you know, let's go 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Let's see how much this reduces it. It reduces it to 176 results. Let's go down to 3 bedrooms. Oh, sorry, 2 bedrooms here, and move this to 3 bedrooms, and leave it at any number of baths beyond 2. Okay, and look at that. It didn't really change very much, did it? Okay, 172. Wow. Okay, will the bathrooms make a difference? I don't know. 167. Apparently, there's some of these places have 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2 to 3 baths. Sorry, have more than 3 baths. Apparently, right? Not a lot, but some apparently do. All right, so we're at 167. We really can't refine it that much more. I mean, we can just leave it at 2 bedrooms exclusive, 2 baths exclusive. I mean, how much of more of a difference does that bring it down? I don't know. Will it even let me do that? Let's see. It did. Look at that. It did. Okay. And we're at 98 results. Okay, so for today's experiment, we're going to look at 2 bedrooms, 2 baths only. Okay, 98 results. Clearly know that there are more than that in the 3-bedroom range. If you are interested in something beyond 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, please put your comments below, or better yet, message me directly. Let me know what you're looking for, and I will help you create a curated search exclusively for you based on your private search criteria. So let me know what that looks like, and I'll help you fix that for free. Okay, now having said that, guys, I do know that many of you are just looking or in the research stage of your journey, not yet sure if you're actually going to, you know, take another step forward in the direction of acquiring a property, and that's okay. I love to help you determine whether or not this is even right for you. It may not be, and that's okay, but if you discover that, you know, you continue to take a micro step forward and another little micro step forward, and you go, hey, you know what, this is something that I'm still interested in and I want more of, I will gladly help you. It is true that I only make money, that's how I get paid, on commission only. If you make a purchase or if you make a sale, that's 100% true. But if you like my service and you like my attention, even if you never take steps towards that direction, you can always give me a referral. And I'll be more than happy to give you all of my attention and my help to help you reach that decision. And that's why I call myself your real estate Sherpa in the Baja Sur. And I would love for you to have the confidence to reach out to me at any time with anything that you feel I can help with. So that's my little commercial on Sid. Let's get started. It looks like we got 98 right here. And again, this covers an area all the way from Loreto, okay, and south, and it looks like we got at least 5 properties here in this area. Let's see if anything else pops up. No, that's it. So let's take a look. One of the things I enjoy about this series that I'm sharing with you guys is that we get to look at different areas and different price points. And Loreto is the original capital of the Californias, all the way up into the United States. It's where the famous Camino Real started, that one day's horseback ride from mission to mission. Okay, and now today we're looking at, what do they have, 5 properties here? And you know what, we haven't talked about this area of Loreto yet, which I think is good for us to talk about. Let's look at that one. So I'm going to pull that one up. I set that one aside. Let's continue to look at some more here as we go south. And no results. Okay. So, you know, we're getting into this section here of Centenario. Centenario is a great up-and-coming area, just a little bit north of the actual La Paz city limits. It's north of the La Paz International Airport, and I believe that's really where you're going to find huge expatriate communities. Americans, Canadians are finding lots to build on right there, private gated communities as well. Really nice, gorgeous views of the city lights of La Paz at night as well, which is really, really cool. Let's take a look. Let me see which one kind of strikes me. Oh, look at this one. This is interesting. All right, let's take a look at that one. All right, next, let's take a little farther south, another look over here. You know, we looked at the, is this, no, that's in Cabo San Lucas. Okay, let me hit this one up here. Okay, this is the La Ventana El Sargento area. We kind of touched a little bit on this one in our last episode, but it doesn't hurt to look at it again. I want to bring that one. It's a place that my wife and I really, really enjoy. And here's Los Barriles. Let's take a look at that one. They've only got 2 here within this price range. You know what? This is single level living. You likely can build something on the 2nd floor, and this one right here, I don't know. Let's take a look at this one. So we've got a total of 4. But what I want to see is what's going on over here. This is the Cerritos area. Now this is something that is in pre-construction. I have been to this development under construction. I believe that they've been advancing nicely. Actually, this is it right here. Here you go. So when I went out to go take a look at it, it was just this building. And I got to give kudos to this developer. You know, right now we're going through a very interesting time in Cabo San Lucas with some developers. There are some that are not completing their projects in a timely fashion. There are some that are 2 years behind in their projects. And it's unfortunate because there's buyers that have bought into their project, that believe in those projects. And there's some developers that, I will tell you, and I know who they are still, you know, being responsible about their delays, and they're communicating properly with their purchasers. But there's others that are just, you know, how can I put it to you like this? It's kind of like they're saying, yes, I'm doing something, I'm moving forward, but I don't really see it. Okay? This guy is a first-time developer. Very well-recognized local person who's done lots of carpentry work and some other type of small builds and whatnot, but this is his very first and self-financed project. So to see it grow as much as it's grown, I gotta say, you know, kudos to him. I can see that he's moving forward with it, and the sales are strong in this development. So actually, I don't mind sharing a little bit of that one with you guys. And again, if you were interested in something like that, I would make sure that we continue to do our due diligence in this developer or any developer, and make sure that, you know what, they're going to deliver on their promises in a timely fashion, as they should, right? Because the last thing I want is to have you stuck in a scenario that is not a fortunate one, okay? So we've got a total of 5 properties up here so far. You know, I think that's kind of good. That's good. So let's take a look at these. We've got some stuff from Loreto to the Centenario area, a little bit in the what do you call it, the La Ventana El Sargento area, and now we're looking at this one here in Cerritos. So let's take a look at the map. This is how we always start off looking at every property. We want to know exactly where they're located. So we're going to go click on hybrid and zoom out just a tad to give us a bit. So this is the main Cerritos beach area. This little stretch of beach right here is the most popular area. Up in the last few years, there's been a lot more beach clubs that have popped up right there. Like the Big Fun Beach Club is a great, well-known beach club right there. If you love to play volleyball, if you love live DJs and that sort of vibe, you'll find it right there at the Cerritos Beach area right here. This is a very well-known surf break, great for beginners or even experienced surfers. If you're looking to learn to surf, it's a great area to start surfing, your career in surfing, so to speak. And as you can see, based on this, the property is not too far from the beach. Is it walkable distance? Well, that I guess it's subjective. It all depends on you. I could say yes, it is. You might say I want to take a bike, I want to take a car. That's completely up to you, but it is very close to the area. Now, there is a lot of empty land here, and it's safe to say that some of these views may be blocked in the future. Again, what you're purchasing here and acquiring here is location. Location, 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 and that location is Cerritos Beach. Again, you're getting so close to the action, and it is not bad at all. Let's take a look at the condos again. This is obviously a drone shot, and you can see from here, this is a very well-known development with a beautiful little pool area. You can acquire something here oceanfront if you wanted to. It's going to be a little pricier, obviously, than what the price range we're looking at today, which is between that $300,000 to $400,000 US price point. But you can easily see we're looking at 1, 2 to 3 blocks away from the beach, and you're there. Boom, very easy. There is a public beach access right next to this building right here. And over here, there is public parking. And all the little beach clubs I was mentioning earlier, they're all found right here on this little stretch, this little bend right there. All right, let's take a look at this. This is what the view is going to, what the development is going to look like when it's all said and done. Everybody will have covered parking. It is elevated, so this is ground floor. Here is actually 1 story above. A total of 3 stories and rooftop amenities that are private to the top floor condo exclusively. Okay, so that's pretty cool. In this example, they're looking at condo 402, 4th building, 2nd floor. So again, every building is only 3 stories, and there's only 1 floor, 1 condo per floor. Okay, which is another very unique concept here. Let's take a look at it. Look at that backyard. This is something that is exclusive to the ground floor condo in the same way that the top floor condo has all of this balcony space, right? So if you are a ground floor or top floor condo, you get that extra bonus. If you are a 2nd floor condo, well, you do get this section right here, okay? You get to enjoy this little terrace area, all right? That's what you get right there, and that's pretty cool. So you get a little something as well. All right, let's take a look at this. The developer does all of the carpentry on their own. This is a real condo. I've been in this one. Now these are, okay, so he's mixing some renderings with real condo photography. This is the actual model condo, okay? Ground floor in building 1. And it was for sale at one point. I don't know if it still is. But everything you see as far as furniture in this model is furniture that the developer can produce for you. Okay, so he can custom build this furniture for you, including the carpentry, make changes or additions. And that's one of the beautiful things about working with this particular developer. Very interesting. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. And this is ridiculous, right? Look at how big this patio is for the ground floor. on this one. On this one, it gets shorter and shorter, but that is huge. So that ground floor condo really has a big plus. What can I tell you? All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, and before we do, I just want to see if we're not missing any specific details. Oh, by the way, they do boast, as far as common area amenities, swim, bar, pool, picnic area, security guard. They were talking at one point about having an on-site restaurant, but frankly speaking, that is something that would be up to you as a homeowner, because it will be an expense and part of your HOA fees. So really, that's completely up to you. All right, let's move on to the next one. East Cape, back to the map. And we're looking at the hybrid. Where is this one located? Okay, so this is located in an area, Punta Pescadero, just a little bit north of Los Barriles. So Los Barriles is very well known as the second community for expatriates, Americans and Canadians, and I do say the second one after Los Cabos. So after Los Cabos, before Todos Santos and Cerritos was becoming as popular as it is today, Los Barriles was already having a very good and strong foothold of Americans and Canadians, and it's continuing to grow to this day. With that said, this is Punta Pescadero, and there is an airstrip out here, as you can clearly see. Airstrip, boom, boom, boom. So if you happen to have a private plane, even if it's small, all right, you can potentially use this to land right here, all right, and then just a little north of that is this property in this community right here, okay? So let's take a look at this one. Beautiful beaches, great fishing. Oops. There we go. Two-story home. Look at that sunset. Now this is fairly rustic. It's got an older build to it. If you want to have that feel, that sense, look at that Santa Rosalia. This is a little considerably farther north from where this is located, but it's part of the essence of what Baja California Sur is all about. This is cement, finished, polished, right here. This is polished cement with a color added to it to make it look all wood. And of course you have some wood carpentry in here. Very simple, very basic, very Baja living, easy living style right here. Again, 396,000, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. I can assure you that what you're primarily purchasing here is land. Let's take a look at this. Look at that gorgeous view at night next to the fire pit. This garage, I'm sure, is designed to hold a boat. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, they turned it into a bedroom. Look at those guys. Okay, fair enough. I stand corrected. It's got a secondary garage, it looks like, for all their toys. Little outdoor fire pit right over here. I wonder how big, look at that rooftop deck, look at that view. And there is electricity not too far away based on this little, I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but there is electrical poles right there, electric poles, there you go. So you do have electric grid, you're definitely not out there 100% off grid. All right, let's take a look at some of the details on this listing. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, spectacular sea views. Okay, there's a backup generator. There is a 3D Matterport. Take advantage, guys, of these tours, virtual 3D tours. They really kind of give you, and they put you in the picture as far as being inside the property itself. The lot, okay, here's what I was talking about, guys. This is slightly over half an acre, over 2,000, this is closer to 2,300 square meters of land. So what that means, considering that you have such a small construction here of 2 full baths, did I mention how many bedrooms? 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 1,000 square feet. Okay, the actual, I mean, what can I tell you? Of that 1,000 square feet, 837 is AC space. You have a lot of land to add on. And that's really what you're buying right here, is the land and the location. So you can customize this. Add another home altogether 100%. Super easy peasy for $400,000. Great location. If you're a fisherman and you want to have that rural sense of Baja South, this is a great place to do it. All right, let's go on to the next one. Remember, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, put them down below. Let them know. Share this with a friend, with your spouse, with your partner, who it is that you're going to be doing business with and maybe acquiring a property down here. Let us know. Like, share, and subscribe. It's free. It's free. So make sure to do that. All right, let's take a look at this next one. 389,000, 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 1,200 square feet. I think, is this in the Centenario area? Where is this one at? El Sargento. Okay, so this is over in the La Ventana, El Sargento area. We were a moment ago just north of Los Barriles, and to give you a sense of where we're at, La Paz is right here. This is the capital of Baja California Sur. It's about 2 hours to an hour and a half away from Cabo San Lucas. El Sargento La Ventana is just 45 minutes away from La Paz. When I go here, because my wife and I love to drive to El Sargento La Ventana, it takes us about a 2-hour drive to get there at most. And then Los Barriles, we were looking at a moment ago, this is Punta Pescadero, right here, this little point. So this point, we're now looking at right here, this area. And what this is called on the map, Jacques Cousteau Island, we know it as Cerralbo, Isla Cerralbo. And this is the capital for kite surfing and windsurfing. And during the high season, which is just about to start, November through April, you get the north to south winds. And then in the off season, which is May through October, you get those east-west winds, which are phenomenal. So bottom line, if you want to live here all year round and you want to experience your activity of windsurfing and kite surfing year round, you've got it right here. You just need to come on over to these beaches. And my wife and I really love hanging out at these beaches over here. Beautiful white sand beaches, great to swim at, it's wonderful. Frankly speaking, you can find that all over this area. And if you go just a little bit north of El Sargento, you'll find some thermal waters, some geothermal water right at the edge of the beach. So you have the cool water from the Sea of Cortez cooling off the geothermal waters. You can create your own little pools of different temperatures in there using the rocks. It's quite fun. Something to check out. So this is in El Sargento, and as you can see, it is a growing area, up and coming. This is a place that I would encourage you to take a look at. Let us know if you're interested in the El Sargento area, La Ventana. If you already know of the area and you like it, what do you like about it? Share with us what you like about it in the comments below. Is it a place that you would recommend to your friends? And let's go to the details. All right. So this property, private pool, 2 stories, and it looks like you have this rooftop with this ladder. I don't know, you could probably create a spiral staircase or a better staircase that goes up there. I don't know about this ladder personally. I would feel like, I don't know, you know, this is just to get up there for maintenance maybe. It looks like they have Starlink internet. Let's go a little deeper into it. Again, you're 389, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,200 square feet as it stands. But from what it looks like, you may have a much larger lot, right? Let's take a look at this. Look at the size of that. Can you add more to this lot? I think so. And look at those views. Wow. Fishing is excellent here. Diving is excellent here. My accountant, Oscar, is a huge diver, and he does what's it called, apnea diving, you know, where you just free diving with no tank whatsoever. And the island of Cerralbo is a great place to dive. and you can swim with the sea lions. This is also a great place to swim with whale sharks. So many whales pass through this area in the Sea of Cortez. It's ridiculous. The dolphins, oh my goodness, the dolphins. It's phenomenal. Truly a wonderful place. This is a very kind of rustic little place. I mean, it's cute. You might make some changes to it. What changes would you make to this property? Let us know. If you owned this place, how would you make it yours? What would you customize? What would you change, if anything? Right? Let us know. Put your comments down below. I mean, look at those views right there, right? It's pretty cool. Can you imagine coming up here, having a cup of coffee? We need to change that ladder. Well, this ladder's up here, but here, this is the second floor view. Second floor view. Looks like it has a little second kitchenette. Little electric burner there. Huh. Definitely works for Airbnb, without a doubt. So if you're into vacation rental and you want to have a simple place to stay, that's not too bad at all. Check it out. All right, let's move on to the next one. 385, gorgeous ocean views right off bat. Let's take a look at this one. Where is this located? Oh, we're in La Paz. Okay, so we are really in La Paz main city area. Okay, very, very close to the natural bay of La Paz right here, as you can see. This is known as El Mogote. There's a lot of sand dunes here, and there is a great private development with a golf course, condominiums, and homes right here. Paraíso del Mar, if I'm not mistaken, is what this area is called. Right there, Paraíso del Mar. And if we zoom back in right here, again, the international airport for La Paz is located right here. Manuel Marquez de Leon is the name of the international airport. So you're not too far from it. And again, this location is very, very good location. Homes here are nice and big, and you're close to all the shopping as well. Let's take a deeper look at the details again here on this one. 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 1,300. It's a condo. All right, let's go to this. Look at that view. It's safe to say this view will be unobstructed. Right down here, this development are all homes, 2 stories with private rooftops. It's located right here. Look at that. It's got that charm of Mexico. Gorgeous views. Even from the bedroom. Wow. You might want to do some updating on that, but you know you can. You have your pool area, and again, look at these sunsets that you get in La Paz. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those colors. Yep, so you can find something with these gorgeous ocean views. And this is right at the beginning. If we go back to the map, you're not too far from the beginning of the Malecon, okay, which starts about right here. So you come right out of here, right down this street, and this is where the Malecon starts. All right, let me show you with the hybrid map. This is where the Malecon starts right here. And you can tell, because of this little dashed dotted line all along right here, and it just continues on for what seems like miles. Just miles and miles and miles of roller skating, skateboarding, jogging, bicycling, whatever you want to do. It's gorgeous. Restaurants, bars, everything you have right here, right along the waterfront on this boardwalk known as the Malecon of La Paz. It is really nice. All right, let's move on to the next one. and the founders. Okay, Loreto. So we're back in the original capital of all the Californias, Loreto. It's a great place. What can I tell you? When I was there during the months of the rainy season, I almost felt like I was in Hawaii because the waterfront land area is much lower, and there's immediately behind it there's these mountains almost like cliffs that just go up as if you were in Hawaii with these huge cliffs, and there's a highland above there, above behind there. So it's quite interesting how the different environment is on the highland, and then it drops, and it would cause these incredible like cloud curtains, for lack of a way to describe it. It was beautiful, frankly speaking. So let's go to the map. Now, this is located in an area called Nopolo. And Nopolo was designed by the federal government's National Tourist Fund, which doesn't exist anymore. The Fonatur is what it's called, the National Tourist Area. And Nopolo is right here, and it has a golf course. There are hotels along the edge right here, and there's hotel lots yet to be developed as well. Okay, and it does have this residential area that is known right here as Nopolo. Pepagina's Pizza, great little spot. Loreto Beach Hotel is right here. Loreto Bay Hotel, better said. More of the golf course comes around here. There's a little marina right about there. You can ride your bike throughout the area. My wife and I have enjoyed doing that here as well. And it's wonderful. One of the things that we really very much enjoy about Loreto is it is a natural reserve. So it's very, very well protected. And the amount of sea life you see there, you can see pilot whales, blue whales, which are extremely rare, blue whales, humpback whales, gray whales. I think like whales and whales and whales, okay? Tons of whales. It's ridiculous. And it's really categorized by all these islands that are located here. Isla del Carmen, Isla Coronado, which by the way has a very unique sea lion colonies on this side of the island. And you can get tours to go out and hang out at Playa Isla Coronado, which is one of the most beautiful beaches I have ever hung out at. And when included in the tour, you have some ceviche, which is like lime, just the acid of the lime cooks the fish. It's delicious. And you can hang out right there and swim. It's just beautiful, turquoise waters. It is amazing. So I strongly recommend, and the fishing here, the fishing is amazing. What can I tell you? So you got to check it out. Go to Loreto, see if it's for you. And here, this is all basically like a walking community. People like to travel in their golf carts here. You'll find restaurants, you'll find bars, small little markets. It really kind of has it all in a very tight-knit expatriate U.S. and Canadian community as well. And there you go. People like to get around on their bikes. Right? It's got that feel of that charm of Mexico. Mexico. Look at that. Now this property you're seeing here next door is being refurbished. That's one of those hotels that I was talking about. Look at that view. Look at that rooftop view with an ocean view. Pretty nice. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for this episode. My name is Sid Chacon. I am your real estate Sherpa in the Baja Sur, making sure that every step you take is a solid one. Please feel confident to reach out to me at any time with any questions that you may have or anything that you feel I can help with. It is always my pleasure. If you email me, give me 24 hours to respond. If you text message me,